Alright YouTube, so for this vlog I'll be talking about the new Megan movie trailer, which I'll be honest, I didn't see the first movie of these two movies, but I will say this trailer does look super cool. It kind of gives me vibes of a movie that came out earlier this year, which was called Companion, and I really love that movie. It was honestly my favorite movie of the year so far, but I am expecting that to change with a few upcoming summer movies, albeit Megan is not one of them, but I still am excited for this movie, so let me talk about my opinions on this trailer. So to start, it seems to be one of these movies that kind of combines the horror genre with the comedy genre, which may seem like conflicting genres, but I've seen many times when done correctly, it can work super well, as I saw with Companion. And I really like sort of the sci-fi theme this movie has, but it's not like, a full-blown sci-fi movie like Alien, Romulus, or Star Wars. It sort of has its own feel to it, but probably borrows inspiration from other robotic type movies. Not the most creative thing in the world, but still cool nonetheless. And the trailer definitely has a suspenseful vibe, as I would imagine. I did look up the reviews very briefly for the first Megan, and it seemed like fairly positive, which I guess makes sense figuring they're making a sequel, because for some reason I thought it got terrible reviews. Maybe I got it mixed up with other horror movies that have similar titles and whatnot, because as you guys know, a lot of horror movies are either hit or miss, at least as of recently. So I figure as I'm thinking about this trailer out, I'll mention that, it sort of gives away important information about the movie, not spoilers, but explains how Megan was sort of possessed, and they put it in a little robotic sort of mini drone thing, and now there's an alien, not alien, sorry, my bad, cyborg out, similar to Megan, out killing, and it's after the people that currently trapped Megan in the little robot, but they're sort of trying to rebuild their trust, which I think could have an interesting dynamic for this movie. So I'm excited to see how the human character's relationship with the new Megan, and hopefully I feel like, Megan versus this new robot is kind of a lesser of two evils, or sort of fighting fire with fire, which is a super interesting concept, and I think differs a lot from other movies like Companion, for example, which I've mentioned 500,000 times in this trailer. But just want to say that because I feel like, Companion started this year off well with the movies, but then it got a little boring after a while. So to conclude this video, I'll say that Megan 2 looks funny, suspenseful, and I think it's going to kick off the summer well for this movie. Well, it's coming out end of June, so I guess summer's sort of already started by then, but it's one of the movies that I think will be really good of this summer, along with a lot of other ones that I'll talk about in a summer vlog as summer comes closer. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.